Sir has also published 50 papers in both national and international journals. Today's session on identification of research problem and writing literature review is delivered by Sir. Sir, I welcome you for the session and we look forward to a great session, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. At the outset, I would like to thank Bangalore University, Department of Commerce, and BUTCCM for organizing FDP for faculty members and research scholars. And at the outset, I would like to congratulate even participants for taking time from their busy schedule and just to give some food for their thoughts as far as research is concerned. In fact, when I look into my topic, identification of research problems and writing literature review. In fact, yesterday the learned resource person gave a lot of insight about your publications, journals, and all other important aspects. Now, when it comes to identification of research problem and writing literature review, our first step to get into research is identification of research problem. Most of us either we get confused or either we'll get complex or either we get connected or wrongly connected, or rather I can say that it like get into a kind of complex situation during the identification of research problem itself. Most of us, that's what I have seen, that either they continue their MPhil research problem to a PhD thesis or their MBA project, or rather any other thing which has been already successfully proved or successfully which has been given in the form of any project as such. In fact, I have seen some of the research scholars who have been running through not the research journals or articles, rather already submitted research theses, books, and reports so that they can get some tailor-made, ready-made, or rather already tested and proved some kind of a research areas or research problems which they can continue or take it further part. So I personally feel that is not the right approach. The research problem is as good at selecting a title for the movie. The title will speak about entire movie as such. Similarly, your title or identification of a research problem will give entire gist about what is going to be as a research as well as you as a researcher is concerned. Now, when it comes to that, the first thing which we need to understand is how we can get into or how to identify the research problem itself. The first thing is what is research problem? That is, let us have some insight about it, or let us throw some light on that. The next slide. So, what is a research problem? First step in research, of course, we know that this is going to be the door where you are entering into. Then, when it comes to a question that need to be answered, most of us either we skip this question, or rather we say that we don't want this question, or rather we avoid this question. That should not be the case. A question to be answered: what is the research problem? See, there are some cases where there are areas. Let me get into the nutshell. Which areas we prefer to do the research? Either HR, marketing, finance, or whether we online, offline. All these things we have categorically identified some successful areas where we can try our hand and make things easy. Now let us understand that if I take any research identification of the problem in marketing, why marketing is because that is now the biggest area where most of the research has been conducting, or rather it is going to be one of the important or prominent area where most of the research has to be taken place. Very recently, as an examiner, when I have gone through with so many theses, especially MBA and also a PhD thesis, everybody are behind this e-commerce, online trading, online business, and all those things. Now, the problem is not that what actually things are happening. The problem is what is not happening as far as in that particular area is concerned. Now, most of us are giving the insight or solution or problems about what are the problems we are facing as far as online is concerned. Fine. Now, how to improvise that? So what are the areas where we need to focus on that, and how best we can come out of it successfully and sensitively? Because what troubling me is, in spite of all these researchers, identification, and so many things, day by day we are getting lot of online frauds or lot of online issues which is need to be addressed. In fact, when I had survey about the complaint ratio today, online activities or online related complaints are more when it comes to the police station or any other crime rates, or when it comes to your online issues or problems are concerned, rather than our offline. That means we have the problem, we have the solution, but again we have the problem. So there is a scope for identifying what are the problems to be or challenges to be taken care to make it more successful, good, hence proved. Then again, there is one more research problem, that how to make it better or a foolproof, which is again another challenge. So research is something which is a continuous activity. You can prove, disprove, reprove that whatever the activities which you have taken, which are thought to be, especially when it comes to your HR related research. See, there used to be the days when I was a student, the most comfortable zone was our selection process in so and so company, or what are the training methods of so and so company, or rather what are the HR policies, or what are promotional policies which is to be taken care, and most important thing, what are the problems faced by the employees of this so and so company. Automatically we used to take everything into comfortable zone, proved, and successfully submitted. But today, most of the companies are out of this entire activity itself. They say that everything is online. If we are proved this, fine, otherwise don't. Again, so identifying the research problem is the toughest challenge today, because which area you are identifying and how things are working. Especially very recently in one of the seminar when we are discussing about banking sector, which is now almost everybody's requirement today, from a small petty shop owner to a biggest of the biggest tycoons. Now they have to deal with the banks at least once in a day. We move our activities through bank at least once in a day, whether it is the payment or receiving or probably any other route or any other day-to-day requirements are concerned. So that particular route, whether it is going through a successful, comfortable route, or is there any other challenges or road stress and all those things to be also addressed. Now, when it comes to a concept of researcher words to understand, when it comes to a concept, let us understand the researcher. If I am a researcher, let me understand it is not that I am understanding the problem, I am solving the problem, but at the same time, I am understanding the problems of others in the same area. I am also coming out with the successful solution which is supposed to be correct. And again, I am trying to solve the fellow people who are directly or indirectly involved with the same kind of research problem. This is what my first understanding about the researcher problem that we need to understand. It is not a single person who is dealing with the problem. Collectively, you're dealing with the problem, but as a representative, you are dealing with such a research problem, what you are going to identify and go ahead with that. See, very recently, to give you a small example, all of a sudden, when we got that the latest government has introduced a lot of freebies and other guarantee programs and other things, suddenly there is a lot of movement when it comes to our public transport, especially when it comes to women, because they got free tickets. The research was how what made them to move out of their houses and travel more and more as far as transportation is concerned. Is this only a free active free bus ticket, or any other issues are also related? And very clearly it said that it is a free ticket is only one aspect. The other things were that they had a confidence now that they can move out and go around as a group and try to identify and explore new locations in group or as a family and as a friend circle and other things. But this is one of the accelerating agency, or I can say it is accelerating area where they are now stepping out, because they have got one of the guarantee, that is the free movement as far as public transportation is concerned. So automatically when they move out, lot of other things happen. What all your business activities increase, And when you whenever they visit the temples or any other tourist places, automatically the marketing, business activities, commerce increase, and automatically there is a movement when it comes to the entire economy as far as the movement of goods, commodities, and so many things, service sectors are all benefited. So one accelerating problem or one accelerating activity has given rise to so many other parallel activities where automatically so many people have got benefited out of this. Nearby shops, or hoteliers, or agents, or when it comes to your local guides, everybody are part of it when it comes to getting benefit out of it. Then when it comes to a crisis that need to be resolved, see, identify the research problem where there is a need of a solution. Not that you are taking a problem which is already hence proved successfully and which is already there in the market. Take something where you can intervene, you can understand, you can diagnose, and you can give some solution out of it. That is something what we need to get into there. So that is one area which is to be taken care. Then a situation that need to be changed, and also a reason for dissatisfaction. See, when it comes to the situation that need to be changed is something which you can add value, give some your inputs or insights, and try to work out in a better format is concerned. See, when it comes to most of the hotels, right? Very recently, when I was going through with one of the case study, most of the hotels are now thinking about any parallel activity when it comes to Swiggy and Zomato, because they have realized that these people are charging more than what actually these hoteliers are charging for the customer. Suppose if I am ordering a idli vada, it may cost 45 rupees, 50 rupees, but this uh, intermediate, that is Swiggy or Zomato or any other agency for that matter, they are asking more from the customer for the same product what hoteliers are charging for a lesser price. That means there is some margin of cost which is benefiting these agencies apart from their service charges that need to be taken care. So in that process, again, these people are worried that why don't we only give them a service rather than getting into an external agency. So what I'm trying to tell you here is a situation that need to be changed, that need to be assessed is very, very important. Then when it comes to the next one, let us understand the definition part, how it goes and explain. So how it is benefiting us. Research problems are educational issues or concerns studies by researchers. And when it comes to in education, a problem is a concern to educators that exist in educational settings. When it comes to this, a research problem is something which you have identified and try to get into it. To give you a single example, whenever you visit a doctor, he will ask you to come back to him with certain tests. And of course, you will go for all these routine tests and all those things. You will get a result and go to him. With that result, he will be able to identify the exact problem and he will start treating to that exact problem what he has identified with the help of result what you have done undergone. Similarly, when it comes to any research problem, first you identify whatever it is, uh, then you will get into the exact what problem you are facing and try to get into the research mode. Now, when it comes to the exact starting from where exactly you want to define or you want to start as a researcher is concerned, that is, there are few things which I feel one need to ask before it's like before you jump into any activity or any situation or any research, there are few things which I personally feel that what we need to ask ourselves is whether we are prepared or are we in the right direction. So that is something where we need to cross ourselves, ask ourselves. The next slide, Parviz sir. Parviz sir, if you are there, please change the slide.
I have changed, sir. It's not visible. I have changed.
No,
Ask yours.
ask yourself. Okay, for
Yeah.
me it is not showing. Okay, right, perfect. Thank you. Then ask yourself. The first thing is to help locate your research problem for your thesis. Ask yourself such questions as, what was the issue or problem you want to study? See, the research problem is what you want to study or which area you are traveling or what is specifically you want to define is something is the first question we need to ask. Suppose if I am identifying, say for example, if I am taken a research problem as how to improve public transportation. The first thing what comes to our mind is what is the problem with other type of transportation which is not promoting public transportation. So let us understand that why public transportation has been discouraged when it compared to other private transportation, even though we know that it is costly and even though we know that it is going to be pinching our pocket and other things. So that is first thing to understand that what is the study we are doing, how it is going to help us, and what are the benefit we are getting. The second one is what is the concern being addressed behind this study. See, any research is outcome of the research is a public property. It is not that it's only you own it. Of course, you have done it, it's yours, but it will go to a public. Like how a director will uh, take a film, he only writes, he only casts, he only script write and everything. On one fine day, he will release the movie, and from that day, it will become a public domain where everybody can access to it. Similarly, you are doing the research, you are making the thesis. The moment it is coming to a public domain, everybody can access to it, and benefit should be for the everybody, whoever is referring or whoever is going through with the thesis process. Then why do you want to undertake this study? This one question where I need to spend a lot of time. I have asked this also to many research scholars. There are various answers which has come, which is true also, which I also accept. First thing they say is sir promotion, which is right. Practically, I also understand. Second thing is sir hike in or package and other things. Third one is they may say that sir this is the eligibility criteria. And fourth answer probably will be they say that, sir, I am getting the highest degree, doctorate, and other things. And fifth and the last answer is, sir, to learn something new. That is something what I have understood, but order should be reverse actually. It should be that I want to learn something new where through the research it can contribute to my learning and other things. So that is what I expect. And during other things are also which is part of our activity. Let us not be away from the practicality. All these things are fine, but what I have understood is if you fulfill the fifth point which I said, all other 4 points will follow automatically. There is no doubt about it. But if you go with the reverse thing, probably you may come and stuck with point number 2 or 3. So that is something which I am worried. I don't want anybody to get stuck with that. Go with the positivity and go with the interest of learning, adding value, creating information, sharing information, and most important, contributing to the society. So believe me, all other things will happen automatically without any problem. Then when it comes to why is this study important to the scholarly community? Believe me, your research is tomorrow reference to somebody else. The happen, but definitely today whatever research definitely today whatever you are adding to the research, definitely it is going to help the scholar community. Then when it comes to defining terms, next slide. Research problem, educational issues, problem in a study. Then research topic, broad subject matter being addressed in a study. Purpose is major intent or object of study. Research question, questions to answer or address in a study. So when it comes to research problem, research topic, purpose, research question. So this is the order what we follow when we come to identifying most important when research problems. So let us understand that how chronologically we get into the shoes. First, research problem, research topic we have to define, and research topic let it be not single-handedly taken care. The best person to guide you is your guide, who can give you a proper guidance. The purpose is, of course, it is look at the purpose should be always at the macro level, where you can reach out to the maximum. And research question is again related to your questions only. Now, many scholars will ask me, sir, how many questions to be defined, whether 50, 100, 200. See, your quantity doesn't matter much. Minimum it can be 50. You can reach even up to 150, 200. But somewhere, see to it, every question is related to your topic. And I suggest somewhere around minimum 50 and maximum 100 question you can define and get into your public domain. Again, when it comes to going to uh, your uh, probably stakeholders, whoever it is, there again, their expertise also matters. But again, minimum with quality always matters as far as understanding your subject is concerned. So when it comes to the overview, next slide, sir. So this particular slide will help you to understand better. That is your topic, research problem, research statement, research question. That is from general to specific. That means you are getting from your uh, major topic to a specific problem as such, so that you can exactly concentrate towards what exactly you want to define, understand, and contribute as far as research is concerned. Then when it comes to the next one, problem researchability. The first thing is, when it comes to problem researchability is, will your research contribute to knowledge and practice? It fills a void or extends existing research. It replicates a study with new participants or a new site. Problem has not been studied or understudied. Then it gives voice to people not heard, silenced, or rejected in society. It informs practice. So research reachability or problem reachability is something which is directly connected to the people who are associated with that particular type, or to the general society at large. So when it comes to access to people and sites, time, resources and skills, therapy, and to prove what you are already know. So this is something, a package of all these things which you need to understand and you need to make a difference. See, when it comes to time, resource, and skills, see, there is a time limitation as far as research is concerned. Like what? 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. There are some researchers which have taken up to 7 years also. But the problem is, there is no guarantee that if you take more time, quality will improve, or there is no thumb rule that if you complete in 3 years and you will be, overseeing a lot of things. No. But when it comes to handling this, you have to systematically take care about how you're dealing when it comes to your resource and skills are concerned. See, there are some cases where to prove what you already know. That means there are some researchers which we have seen in the past. It is to reprove or disprove, or again probably come out with a new concept also, which has been already successfully done. In fact, I remember way back 2.5 decades or 3 decades, almost 2 decades, 2.5 decades, I believe, when core banking concept started. That means you can connect all the banks and you start networking them. When you got your, probably, I'm sure you must have also experienced, when you got your debit card or credit card, initially they said you have to use this only in your respective bank and your respective ATM counters. Then later on they said go to any ATM, then you can use it, not an issue. And today, with all your apps, Google Pay, Phone Pay, and other things, they say that let it be any bank account, let it be any type of account. You can transfer amount from A to B, B to C in any format as fast as possible. So, why I'm telling you this is, it is to get into the next level, higher level, better level when it comes to the research or the things which we have already dealt at the lower concentration at the initial level. Now, at the higher concentration with the time and how things have changed. Now, when it comes to designing and writing the statement of the problem, see, when it comes to the statement of the problem, the next slide. designing and writing the statement of the problem, very important thing is it is which gives a heart of your research. It gives a one line or a two line statement how or which area you are actually dissecting and trying to coming out with what exactly it is. The research problem within this study, what exactly you are dealing with it. Like if I take entire body, we cannot study the entire body because we have got different organs, different areas that is more specifically dealt. If I am taking eye, I have to get into only eye-related issues and how it functions and what are the problems. Similarly, you are getting into a particular area, particular problem, particular activity, and you are dealing with that. To give you one simple example, very recently I have come across with behavior of youngsters towards online banking. This is something which, when I'm going through with the thesis, they said that youngsters are more eager, more participative, and more confident when it comes to dealing with your online banking process. On the contrary, I have also undergone another thesis which is the behavior of senior citizen towards online banking. It was completely opposite that whatever in the first thesis which I have understood, the opposite version is your senior citizen. They are not confident, they don't want to do it, they want to avoid, still they believe in orthodox method of transaction. And even now, they believe that going to the bank and giving that transaction process, giving in the form of check and other things, give them more satisfaction, more confident, more relief rather than your online process, which happens probably in 2 seconds. So this is something which we need to understand. In fact, when one of the television ad, it was saying that even your, inter-country, your what we call transaction with from one country to another country, foreign transaction, that also can be done through your phone only. So imagine we are growing on the other side as far as banking sector is concerned. On the other side, we have to take our people also, that is stakeholders or the people who are going to deal with banking transactions. For them also, we have to take along with us by giving lot of motivation and giving lot of information also that all these activities can be very safely can be done. Now, actually, now we have come to the actual part that is getting started. How things can be started as far as identification of research problem is concerned. Write down the purpose statement of your study. See, whenever I have come across the people who have suddenly they said, "This is my research. I am interested in this, and I will do it." I feel that is not the approach. At least you have to come out with 5 to 6 research problems, then zero down with how exactly, what exactly you want to do it as far as research is concerned. That means lot of rigorous homework to be done and lot of references to be made, lot of corrections to be done, and lot of understanding to be done. Only then you can get into writing of statement of your study. Then embedded in this purpose statement are key terms that will help you to start your literature review. Why this is important is once you know that what is your statement of study or a purpose of statement, then you can start your literature review. When you know that what exactly you are searching or finding or you are going for it, then only you are able to get the related information or related activities which have already taken care in the past. This part of the literature review searches for core literature and it should focus almost exclusively on empirical studies. Look for studies similar to your problem statements. Then look for the statements similar to your problem statement in other countries. See, why I have to refer this to the other countries is we have categorically referring back. In fact, from my college days, I have been always referred as per Philip Kotler, as per foreign author, as per foreign expert. There are set of developed countries. There are set of people who are probably, I don't know, one step or two step ahead in terms of marketing, HR, and when it comes to management things, because they are bit advanced when it comes to we how we are learning today. Even when it comes to research also they are one step advanced because there are extensively research universities, research centers, research activities which are dedicatedly they have been doing. But most of us, unfortunately or fortunately, it has become a part-time activity for us. We are only taking as our a I can say that substitute. No, I don't say substitute as a need. Along with our day-to-day activity, whatever doing in our respective professions are concerned. So in that case, we have to refer to journals or the activities which already hence proved with our few developed countries, and probably we can get some positive information with that. Now, when it comes to literature priority is concerned, the next slide. Here we have parent literature, relational, and core. See, when it comes to literature, it is of course secondary source. Here, see, sky is the limit. Now, with abundance information, what we are getting through from our Google and other sources are concerned, it is sky is the limit. The question is which one to pick up, which one to concentrate, and how to take care of it. I normally relate this to our buffet lunch. Everything is arranged systematically and everything looks attractive only, but only you know which suits your taste, preference, and which is useful to your body. As similar as this, our information is so abundant outside that you click it, at your click you find abundance information. But question is it relevant? Is it my area of concern, or is it my cup of tea, or is it my area of statement which I am dealing with it, or probably which I am searching with it? That we need to somewhere we need to understand before we get into our learning. Then when it comes to your core area, probably you have to get into those small segment where you are exactly hitting your problem. So get into that and try to get maximum benefit with that information so that you can get into those details, minute details, and understanding the detail. And somewhere which I have understood is you have to get into the field. You cannot sit in front of computer or your system and say that I'm getting my thesis ready. No, impossible. If you are doing that, that is only it's like you are giving me yesterday's food for present day. It is not like that. You have to get into the market, you have to get into your field, you have to get into your core, your what to call people who can answer your questionnaires, and then only you will be able to give what exactly you can do that. So next slide. So this is something what we need to understand before we get into our core area or a core segment. And where to start? That is one question which always hit. In fact, in general also we have big question in our life is where to start. After few years, what to start, and fag end of the life, why to start. Anyway, that's a different story. But when it comes to our literature, when a study of literature is concerned, first thing is Encyclopedia of Educational Research. The appendix doing library research in education is brilliant. This is one reference which I have given as per my convenience, but you have to start from your mind. That is what I want to say to all the researchers. Start with your mind, willpower, confidence, and see things will happen. Most of us have only understood that it is we wait for somebody else to start for us, or somebody else who have already done it for us. Better we get that information and try to continue with that, or rather we say that we just take some reference and try to make a copy paste. No, just start with your basic homework, that how things are working as per that problem of statement which you have identified in discussion. Handbooks when it comes to international handbooks, leadership, and so many things are there. Even when it comes to thesis, that is also we can refer. In fact, today when we did our PhD a decade before, there was first thing my guide told me was to first go to IIM, spend 2 3 days, get some notes and show it to me. Probably today I may not say this to my scholars. I say that get into your laptop or a system, sit down, work it out, or find out it. But still, where you go to the actual on field and getting the information is always a best, and that is something learning experience what we need to understand. Next slide, sir. Then when it comes to your database, then current index in journals in education and resources in educational locate through ERIC. Then social science. citation index, online journals, of course, Google search engine. These things will help you to get into the actual statement or problem, or help you to get into the beginning of literature. That is your literature review. Then, when it comes to writing the literature review, see, when it comes to this, a guide for exercise and sports science, music, psychology, and other major structure of a literature review for an article. General, specific, topic background, supporting studies background, narrow categories of research, category studies closer to your research. See, any literature review, the thing is, if I have 200 pages, 250 pages, my thesis, most of us give at least one third of our thesis goes for our literature review. So I'm not against it, but it should not be like that also. Because your literature review will give you only the ingredients of your research. It is not an entire explanation and write pages and pages, or rather take it from other external source, secondary source, and go with that. Your literature review should be very precise. It should be within 20-25 pages max when it comes to the understanding that. Just hit the point. What is the background? What it has been done? How it has been done? What are the problems? How to rectify what you are doing? This is how the literature review goes. Rather than that, hitting that same thing, and which is making irrelevant information, which may not make a reader or any reference in the future very useful for your next future researchers are concerned. That is something which you need to take care when it comes to a literature process is concerned. Next literature review process. Then the literature review, a synthesis of studies on any given topic that needs to be taken care. Usually uh, proceeds a full-length original study as a way of introducing the general topic. Its purpose to help the research reader understand the background to your study and see how it's the next logical study to be constructed in this domain. Necessarily, a good literature review requires a thoroughly researched topic, of course. Be prepared for writing process. Do not attempt to write a literature review overnight. This process takes weeks, months, and of course, months. So when it comes to this literature review, it is not only a essay which you are writing, or rather you are just not giving the points which is to be specified, or it is something which is to be given. In fact, when you start with your literature review, in fact, I remember when you collect all the information, it may be for 100 pages, 200 pages, I don't know. The real strength of a researcher to condense, to reduce, to bring it down to probably few pages which are lesser than what exactly it's supposed to be. How to do it? To identify the core area, to identify the important information which is relevant to your subject topic or a statement of the problem, and which is relevant only to be specific. In fact, I can put it in this across. Suppose if you see a entire cricket match, probably it will take 5-6 hours. But if you take the highlights, it will come down to only 15-20 minutes. Your literature review is like that. You have to bring only highlights of that particular entire map and give the information. The moment you see the highlights, you will come to know about the entire match from first ball to the last ball. Similarly, your literature review to be taken care in that concept so that you can give the important. And every sentence should give one or the other information for the reader. Now, when it comes to literature review preparations, there are a number of preliminary steps to be considered. The next slide. Determine whether the literature review will be quantitative, must be theory driven, or qualitative. Either choice will determine your emphasis on statistics. That is to be taken care, because your preparation makes a huge impact how you are dealing with it and how you are working out your writing skills are concerned. Now, when it comes to topic selection and narrowing, see, when it comes to the topic selection, as I told you in the beginning, this is something which you need to be done very carefully. Like your topic should define the entire thesis in 2 lines or 3 lines maximum, because that is something which you are going to give. Only your research uh, survey or your review of literature will start from the first line, and last line, the concluding line, is your topic selection, or it is hitting your topic on the bull. That is something which how this literature review will go. You start with generalizing the subject, what topic, how it works, and what are the things to be taken, and finally topic selection and narrowing to entire your area of actual research. Then, of course, research. That means once you start or coming to an end as far as your review of literature is concerned, then you are going with the research activity. Then when it comes to topic selection, work with your professor or your project guide as far as selection of topic is concerned. Examine the wide array of resources for ideas on topic selection, textbook titles, and abstracts of other articles, broad theories, delimitations. Remember to brainstorm with other individuals. The writing center is awesome for this. See, when it comes to topic selection, most of the topic selection goes with the statement. No, a statement cannot be a topic. Topic is something which is giving you the purpose or a title which gives the thought, reason for a researcher or for a reader to see the entire report or a research or a thesis. So selection of the topic is very important, which I have been emphasizing from the first point, because that is something which gives you more confidence, more relevance, and most importantly, the right direction for your entire research. So when it comes to your research strategies, the next slide. Do not develop an outline at this stage. Research first, outline later. See, you cannot draw boundaries and say that here only I'll start and I'll conclude my research. Start with it, proceed. Let us see where exactly it is heading. Probably you may come out with some other areas of area of research. I have seen topics have been changed after 6 months, after 1 year, or your objectives have been changed in after maybe after 6 months or 1 year, because you have come across with latest problems or latest statements or latest viewpoints or changes in the society or approach also. So it is possible. Use reference work to help you keep your research organized. Be professional in your selection of resources. Peer-reviewed articles are a big deal. Again, that is to be taken care as per the requirement of the university or whatever they prescribe. They keep changing from time to time. Databases are an enormous resources for a literature review assignment. Abstracts and cast your net wide. Remember to use your database treasure to explore more options for research. Use every research tool available for you as far as your research is concerned. About research tools, of course, time to time with requirement, it has been changing, and it is something which we need to adapt and we need to understand. And of course, today, since we have got a lot of technology with us, everything can be done within few minutes only with the help of new tools after getting downloaded or maybe using that. Evaluating and interpreting research. Ensure your information is both accurate and unbiased. And of course, now when it comes to uh, implementation of research and evaluating, finally take little caution about research studies, especially qualitative research studies that attempt to show causality. See, when it comes to qualitative, that is something where you need to get into the actual problem. Probably it may take some time to get into the problem, or sometimes there are some cases where you go to a roadblocks. Probably you may feel that you should come back and restart, possible. But see to it before you get into it, just check once and get into it confidently before blindly get into the issues. Then when it comes to organizing and outlining, especially, next slide, sir. Organization is key to the conception of an effective literature review. Let your outline flow from your research. Good organization begins with consciousness research. Take thorough research notes. That is very important. Pay extremely good attention to the key definitions as you do research. Then pay extremely good attention to key definitions as you do research, which I have just repeated. Establish which studies are going to be most important for your review. Take more thorough notes on these studies. However, avoid too many quotations in your notes. Very important. Quotations you can just give maximum one or two, not like textbook how you can give more quotations. Then you have used reference work to keep all the information organized. That is also to be taken care. Then create a topic outline before you begin drafting. In your literature review introduction, identify the topic. The next slide. Establish the topic's importance. Define any crucial terms. Engage in any theoretical discussion that are necessary for the logic of your literature review. Then arrange the raw research. This part of outline will be considerably easier if you have done a good job organizing the data ahead of time. Remember, as you outline, logical cohesion and flow are vital, very important. Then follow your topic outline as you write. Develop and maintain a logical progression. This paper is very important as far as your listing and publication is concerned. Demonstrate consistencies in and relationship between the literature you have studied. Likewise, emphasize the stronger studies and most important, make the implications of your information and any suggestion for further research as specific as possible. See, this is something which gives a lot of clarity that what example, how you are working out and where exactly you are traveling as far as your research topic and also when it comes to writing literature review is concerned. A sample paragraph and transition has been given. Okay. So when it comes to the other things, especially I think I have another maximum 7-8 minutes or 10 minutes. So I'll get into the conclusion part. Introduction and conclusion. Introduce, explain the literature review structure, most important, establish the logical progression. When it comes to the conclusion, specifically identify the study that will follow your original study as a result of this literature review. That means even your literature review should be original. That is what actually it says. Original in the sense, of course, you have been taken information from other sources, but presentation, deriving, construction, and making a good structured understanding writing work that has to be original. Now, when it comes to drafting pitfalls to avoid unprofessional language, of course, I want to spend some time here because this has been observed that there is a lot of problem when it comes to our language, especially the way how we present. Let us understand our speaking language is different, writing language is different, and presentation, whenever making a thesis, whenever we are presenting a documentation, that language is different. In fact, to give you an example, just see how advocates are your law, how the language is used, especially when you agreements, drafts, and other things. So language is very specific in terms of law because that language speaks about the richness of the activity. Similarly, when it comes to the thesis, also we have to define some particular language where it gives lot of strength to your research and what you are trying to tell. Avoid the appearance of a cheekiness or emotional appeal. That is, I'm talking about the language. Don't plagiarize. Of course, today that is becoming a rule. I need not to tell you from 10% to 30% and whatnot. It has become a rule which we need to follow. You have no other choice. Too many quotations. As I told you, don't get into that. Don't hit them indirectly. Tell what you want to tell straight away or in the form of sentences, whatever you are trying to. Lack of fluency and cohesiveness. Your literature review should not read like a list of facts. See here, the presentation skill, one after the other, and relevance from main topic to subtopic, subtopic to the actual topic. That running of information should be very, very important. The flow of information should be very, very important. Then use transitions to develop fluency, show connections between the literature, develop your thesis in the paper itself. So these are all the things which need to be taken care, extra careful because these are the area probably which may dilute, which may reduce the importance of your entire work which you have taken care. And let me tell you, when it comes to identification of research problem and writing literature review, this is the foundation of the research. Any research cannot strongly, or rather take lot of load, if or rather take lot of what we call qualitative approach when you have weakness when it comes to research problem and literature review. This should give you a strong base, strong foothold when it comes to identifying the research problem. Based on that, you can go and construct and probably make a huge impact as far as your learning process is concerned. So let us go with the positive note, or those who are already into the research, give more importance to the research problem and your literature review. All other things will follow. I am not telling that your objectives, your studies, questionnaire, analysis, interpretation, suggestions, conclusions, references, everything matters. There's no doubt about it. But specifically, this is something which will give you more confidence when you start, when you have a good start, probably all other things fall in place. In fact, rather, whenever I watch this running race, first to start, the start what you take will give you a perfect finish. That's what I have understood. So let us have a good start. Let us have a positive start. Any kind of issues, references, get back to your guide, whoever he may be, he will be the rather best person to guide you, or you can contact anybody for that matter. But thing is, your research should be a source of reference in future. That is what I recommend, and it should not be just a piece of paper or piece of information that is kept somewhere far. No, it should be a source of reference. It should be source of information, and most important, it should be a source of satisfaction for all of you who have undertaken research and who makes a huge impact to not only for the learned world, not only for the society, not only for our research community, but most important for our society, for our future generation also, who can take leaf out of the book and make some difference for themselves as well as to the society at large. So this is what I wanted to convey today as far as my topic, identification of research problems and writing literature review, is concerned. Within this short, actually, to tell you very frankly, wanted some more time. It is a 2 hours presentation, but looking at the time and the situation, of course, troubling people in the evening 7 to 8 is sin, actually, according to me, because it is their private time. They will be at home and into their other activities. Anyway, I would like to thank authorities for giving this opportunity. I think we can go for some questions if any participants would like to ask. Thank you so much. Back to Parvesh sir.
Thank you, sir. Participants, now the question window is open for you. If you have any queries, if you want to clarify your doubts, you can go ahead. You'll be having 5 to 10 minutes.
We don't have
Dear
any questions.
participants.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Go ahead, ma'am.
Sir, actually, I'm pursuing my PhD, and I took this topic. That time when I took the topic, I was very confident I can do it very well and all that. The topic is credit rating and NPA management in Indian banks. So it is a comparative study like that. That was my topic. Later on, I understood that, see, I won't be able to collect any primary data because NPA customers will not come forward and give me the data. Why they could not pay the loan and all that, no. So I told my guide, ma'am, I find it very difficult to go ahead with this topic. I actually reading and understanding topic and all is very easy for me, but more than that, how I am going to do the research part, I was not very sure. So I told her I want to change this topic. Now you also told about changing the topic in between. Now I feel that I have to start everything all over again. I am in the 3rd year. Second year, I could not do much work because I was not quite well. I had taken some time off from this research work actually. So now I have taken this topic. I have not yet actually finalized the topic. I have to do it with my guide. So it is something like connecting the role of microfinance in empowering small scale women entrepreneurs. That is what I want to study now. So is it fine that we change the topic like this? Now I know I will not change. I don't have time to change again. So is it
Madam,
okay that we change the topic like this?
Madam, if a university, whichever university are doing, if they permit, if your guide is okay, you can change. But for your question, I have one small incident to share. In fact, when I myself, when I started almost 12 years back, 13 years back, when I started my PhD thesis in PhD with my guide in Bangalore University, by guide Ramchandra Gowda and Dheeraj sir, they gave me a topic that is government policies on tourism industry in Karnataka. They asked me to do a small, pilot work and come. I went to 2, 3 tourist places and I asked few questions. They really scolded me. Who are you? Why did you come here? Nothing is there. And most of us have a very bad experience as far as our tourist places are concerned. Cleanliness is not there. Either they charge more. Most of us will come back unhappy only because of the hygiene and other things. I came and told Dheeraj sir and Ramchandra Gowda sir, wherever I have gone, people have scolded me and nobody is cooperating me. Topic is not good, change. Then Dheeraj sir told, even now I remember, now you are in the right direction. This is how research is. You think everybody will cooperate you, your topic is good and everything will be easy. No. Now you got the point. Continue with the same topic, whatever may come, then you will understand the research topic. Then I went ahead with the same topic and everything was fine. So there are some cases where NPA and other things, what you said is perfectly right. Because first of all, they are hiding from the bank. Why they will come and give you the details? But thing is, what made them to be a non-performing performer, that is something what we need to understand. If you go and ask directly, even if I am there, I will not entertain. But find out the reason directly or indirectly or from the other sources, what made them to do so. There is something better you explore with what kind of, in fact, behavior with nationalized bank are different. Behavior with non-nationalized or private banks are different as far as our customers are concerned. That is what I have understood. But anyway, since you have already traveled 2, 3 years in your PhD journey, I think you should consult your guide. Your guide will be the better person to guide you as far as changing of the topic is concerned. Any other thing about topic and other things, probably we can help you. But legality, formalities and legalities about the university, kindly contact the authorities. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jasnita ma'am. Any other question from the participants?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
Sir, the session was very informative. Thank you very much, Farooq sir, for giving elaborate information right from the selection of the topic to the conclusion of the entire PhD or research work. I have a small, I don't know whether it is a doubt or I need some clarification about it. The thing is, when we are into selection of the topic, when we have the idea, but we don't know how to correlate the dependent and independent variable in a topic. If we are okay with dependent and independent variable in a topic, then most of our work will be done. So what are the various...
ನಾಳೆ ನಡೆದು ಮಾಗಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮದ್ವೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಕರದ್ದು.
Okay. Sir.
Yes, any other participants?
Sir, most of us are going to such a topic what we have already studied in our UG or PG, especially in PG, whatever specialization we have undergone, most of us. Now, when it comes to dependable and independent variables are concerned, see, your dependent variables are something which you have to go ahead without any alteration or without any change. When it comes to independent variables, that is purely choice of a researcher, which are the factors he is considering as independent and correlating with the subject. So select such a topic where both variables are guiding, directing, and taking you more closer to your statement of the problem, whichever you have chosen. Especially when it comes to, say, when it comes to the topic which is related to your own surroundings, your own domain, or within your reach, that will be more easy. But when it comes to independent topics, which is beyond your limitations, say when it comes to technology, when it comes to your something which you are dealing about online, in that case you have to depend on independent variables that is alter, which is fluctuate, deviate as per your situations are concerned. So it is always taking a dependent variables that is within your limits. Independent variables which are relating to your dependent variables will make your research more easy, more accurate.
Thank you, sir. Sir, these days we are witnessing a lot of freebies. Wherever we, in whichever news channel, we see a lot of freebies are there. So in order to study or do a research work on the freebies, especially the impact studies, is there any minimal period of time, duration, through which we can understand and know whether it has a positive impact or negative impact, or can we go ahead with the studies on freebies?
Sir, my suggestion is don't go as of now. It is just hardly few months old, and automatically you will not get the actual impact. Wait for minimum, I suggest wait for minimum 2 years. Then you will come to know. At present, if you go for this freebies, you find only positive things. You said everybody is happy, everything is fine, I'm getting this, that, and that. But you will not come to know the repercussions, outcomes, and problems, and how it is deviating and impacting the other segment. So minimum 2 years you wait, sir, then you will come to know how it is impacting negative also, and how people are behaving. Say, for example, it is like it's a general talk again. I'm putting here. If I get money, I will not go for work, and how it will affect the other society, and how it will take a lot of things. And now, as in my talk, I mentioned that people, especially the women, have started moving around. A lot of trips have been planned, a lot of things have been gone. So whether it is good or bad, or how it is taken, generalized, we are not in a position to put it analyze. We can now only justify, but we cannot analyze. So my sincere suggestion is wait for some more time, look at the changes, how it is impacting, especially the rural places, and what are the things and how it is benefiting. No, we are all forgetting that we have something called as our SDP, state domestic product. Whether it is going up or low, we don't know. So let us understand very closely for some more time. Probably then it will be one of the good topics for our research.
So in not only in Karnataka, everywhere we are witnessing the same thing. For that, your suggestion is waiting for 2 years minimum.
Minimum, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question, please? If you don't have any questions, we'll conclude.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Yeah.
Sir, good evening. This is Preeti from CMS B School, Jain University.
Yeah, go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, sir, I have one single doubt. The thing is, like, when I'm developing a title, should I write the destination, like where I'm conducting the research, whether it is in Karnataka or somewhere in that place? Should I mention the place also?
Yes, madam, because any research should be why I'll tell you, the behavior of geographical uh, approach makes a lot of difference. Why I'm telling you this is, we are just hardly few kilometers away from Tamil Nadu. The behaving pattern of entire community, entire stakeholding people, or rather, the entire behavior is different. So whenever we have specific approach, probably we may say, in fact, just now other professors has asked me about your freebies. The behavior of Karnataka is different at present. Now they are also introducing in Telangana, that is different. and now they are also planning in Madhya Pradesh and other places. It is different. So it is specifically mentioned with, that's why we use the word with a reference to so and so, with a reference to, with special reference to so and so. So that gives the clear direction about what exactly are research and where exactly are limiting. And I'll also tell you, whatever research it has been proved in particular state or a place, it is very easily can be disproved and make it irrelevant because of the other geographical importance or geographical approach and behavioral pattern. So giving reference will give you clear indication that your area of restriction which you yourself have drawn as far as research is concerned.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. It was really a wonderful session. Thank you so much.
Okay, so now here we'll close the window of questions. Thank you, sir. Truly, the session enriched us with a lot of insights on identification of research problems and writing a literature review. Now, I feel elated to express my gratified acknowledgement on this day of FDP. On behalf of Department of Commerce, Bangalore University, and BUTCCM, I express my profound and most sincere gratitude to you all for honoring our invitation with your presence. I express my profound gratitude to our resource person, Dr. Mohammed Farooq Pasha, who despite his numerous schedule has found to share his rich experience and expertise with us. So your insightful session was truly enriching, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Now,
Thank you, sir.
Now I thank all the academicians, research scholars, and the participants from the reputed institutions for participating in this FDP. We appreciate all your efforts for the rest of the days also. A big thank you to one and all. Have a great day. Take care. And end of the fifth day, we are sharing the Google form, feedback form. You please fill it. Thank you once again.
Sir, for yesterday's session, we did not receive any Google form.
No, on the last day we'll send a Google form, sir. Not every day. So on the fifth day, we will send a Google form.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right, sir.